Hello and welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Thelma Okoro. The Supreme Court has dismissed the appeal of Senate President Bukola Saraki seeking to stop his trial at the Code of Conduct Tribunal. The Senate President was charged before the tribunal to answer to allegations of corruption leveled against him by the Bureau. He pled not guilty to all 13 charges, describing them as false and frivolous, adding that the charges were calculated to rubbish him. In the appeal filed through his lead counsel, Joseph Daudu, the Senate President argued that the appellate court erred in law when it affirmed the competence of the proceedings of the CCT. However, the Apex Court has now decided to rule against him and affirm the Court of Appeal judgment that the Code of Conduct Tribunal is validly constituted.
The Supreme Court has spoken. It is right for us to contest issues that are not appealing, that we feel that we are going to appeal upon for proper interpretation in the Supreme Court. That is what we have done. And the Supreme Court, either way, have led to rest certain misinterpretation of certain sections of the Constitution and have properly put the interpretation and put those controversies to rest.
The law is king and not persons. So, and that the law is no respecter of person, irrespective of your position in government, the law will be applied according to how it is stated in statute books.
Meanwhile, Bukola Saraki has reacted to that judgment, expressing his disappointment over the decision of the Supreme Court to dismiss his appeal to stop his trial at the Code of Conduct Tribunal. Saraki, in a statement signed by his special advisor on media and publicity, Yusuf Olaniyonu, admitted he was disappointed with the verdict. The Senate President, however, expressed confidence that he would be vindicated during the proper trial at the court. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has embarked on a short vacation and has handed over power to the Vice President, Yemi Osibanjo. This was contained in a statement released by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, who said the President had embarked on a 5-day vacation beginning from February 5th. This will be the President's first vacation since he assumed office in May 2015. The presidential aide said in compliance with the Section 145, subsection 1 of the Nigerian Constitution, Buhari had dispatched a formal notice of his vacation to the Senate President and the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Still on the President Buhari has called on world leaders to give greater support to countries ravaged by war and terrorism. The President was speaking at the Supporting Syria and the Region Conference in London, where he urged the global community to put in a collective effort to help rebuild war-torn countries, especially Syria. In his address, Buhari condemned the continuing violence by terrorists against innocent civilians, abuse of human rights, and destruction of public and private assets and cultural heritages in Nigeria, Syria, and countries of the world. At the Donors Conference in London, dozens of countries committed to help reach the target of 9 billion naira. The Switzerland government has denied reports of granting financial aid to the multinational joint task force in the fight against the Boko Haram insurgency. The Swiss government, in a statement through its Federal Department of Foreign Affairs, said the country has never given any financial aid to military intervention and has no plans of doing so in the future. Emphasizing its commitment in brokering peace, the country said it has spent about $12 million in assisting those affected by Boko Haram crisis. This clarification comes after media reports listed Switzerland among the countries that pledged about $250 million to fund the 8,700-strong regional task force. The Nigerian military has warned against any act by an individual or group that may breach the peace and security of the country. A statement released by the spokesperson of the military, Brigadier General Rabi Abubakar, said, quote, the attention of the Defense Headquarters has been drawn to some newspaper publications by a group of persons threatening to embark on attacks or acts of sabotage against the Nigerian state. End of quote. The DHQ hereby warned that the military and other security agencies will not condone any acts by individuals or groups that is capable of breaching the security in any part of the country. President Muhammadu Buhari says the country has saved over 2.2 trillion naira using the Treasury single account. The president gave the revelation while speaking to Nigerians in the United Kingdom on the sidelines of the Supporting Syria conference in London. President Buhari had last year ordered all ministries, departments and agencies of the federal government to adopt the Treasury single account or face severe sanctions. The directive was specifically to promote transparency and facilitate compliance with Sections 80 and 162 of the 1999 Constitution. A witness who testified against Olisa Metu, the spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), says he returned the money given to him by the accused to the EFCC. Abba Dabo, who is the former special advisor on political matters to former Vice President Namadi Sabo, confessed that Metu gave him 25 million naira to fight criticisms in the media against former President Goodluck Jonathan. Dabo, however, said he returned the money to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission when he realized it was part of funds for arms purchase allegedly diverted for other purposes by Sambu Dasuki, the former National Security Advisor. Metu is standing trial on a 7-count charge bordering on criminal breach of trust, corruption, and money laundering.
If you notice that the witnesses that have already come up, especially the one for today, praised him so much. Although the man said he refunded the sum of 25 million to EFCC, we don't know whether EFCC eats the Federation account or if anybody asked him to return any money. But I guess the man is a retired person, he was scared seeing the defendant in manacles, in handcuffs. Maybe he was so scared that he felt, even without invitation, that he should go and return money. His evidence was that the money was budgeted for something, and he did what it was budgeted for, which was publicity for the party and for the last president.
The evidence that have been given so far is in line with our allegations against the accused persons, and we are not in any way apprehensive of the quality of the evidence we are putting before this honorable court.
The Nigeria Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress and civil society allies say they will hold a protest on Monday, February 8 against a 45% increase in electricity tariffs announced by the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission. NLC President Ayuba Waba said the Abuja rally would start at Labour House Central Business District at 8 a.m. before moving to the headquarters of the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission. He said the protest rally became necessary after all efforts to make the Electricity Commission cancel the idea of tariff increase failed. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) has suspended the operations of the Bristol Helicopters Limited Sikorsky model till further notice, a day after a chopper operated by the company crashed. All 11 people aboard the helicopter, made up of 9 passengers and 2 crew members, however, survived the crash. Director General of the NCAA, Mukhtar Usman, announced this while briefing journalists in Lagos. He said the suspension would enable the NCAA to carry out a full-scale audit on Bristol's operations. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll look at more top stories. Stay tuned.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching the Funny White Man Show, which is the biggest, the brightest, and the most entertaining show in Africa.
Funny white man, funny white man, funny white man, but this way you talk, it's too much. Give me 5,000 man that you. It's too much. So you get it like, when she move along the street, yeah, me should like that, I'm going girl, you know, my own people, actually. Yeah, fine, it's fun. I enjoy it. And I'm one of those very few. I'm forever taking it personal. I will listen 160 million Nigerians are corrupt. How? My brother, I'm looking for you.
Yeah, but it's a growth, and this is the time to build business and know the pitfalls and know what to do and what not to do. But there are months where you get business and months.
You know how we do, how we tell you. We do the way you do.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching Trending Matters on the Funny White Man Show. Of course, they will bring you trending issues just to entertain and tickle your fancy.
Welcome back. This is TV360 News Now. Nigeria's Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, has urged Nigerians to embark on regular checkups in order to reduce the rate of cancer cases in the country. The minister was speaking in commemoration of the 2016 World Cancer Day in Abuja. He insisted that the rate of cancer-related deaths in the country can be reduced if Nigerians can adopt proactive measures to stem the rise in disease.
We need to reduce the number of preventable deaths from cancer. And we can do this by bringing forth cancer awareness among everybody, advocate to government to take action against this disease, and mobilize all healthcare professionals to do something. The theme for the 2016 World Cancer is "We Can, I Can." Through the theme, "Can, I Can," World Cancer Day 2016 emphasizes the need to accelerate action to push the global fight against cancer to a brand new level. The sub-theme strengthens our resolve to change the profile of cancer, especially in Nigeria and many other developing countries, where 80% of cases come in too late for care, too late for cure, and too late for comfort. The burden of cancer is growing due to a number of factors linked to behavior and diet, and some of these are related to how we work, how we live, how we eat, and what we do in relation to sexual practices. We have evidence to suggest that even our sexual habits are changing, with increasing cases of oral and anal sex. Social habits such as smoking and alcohol, declining fertility rates, sedentary life, and obesity, poor nutrition and diet all contribute to growing cancer cases. Presently, the Federal Ministry of Health is committed to pursuing a policy that will seek for waiver of import duties of cancer medication in order to encourage the pharmaceutical sector to bring in cancer medication in adequate amounts to cater for the needs of our people.
Nigeria's telecom sector contributed 7.7% growth to the gross domestic product in the third quarter of 2015, stronger than the growth posted by the entire economy. This is according to a new report released by the National Bureau of Statistics. However, the sector growth went lower than the 9.57% it recorded in the second quarter of the year. The NBS data shows GSM subscription at 148.4 million of the sector total. Internet subscription is 65.39%. Leading that market segment is Etisalat, accounting for 13.26%. Up next is Airtel with 2.24%, Globalcom with 2.73%, while MTN has the slowest growth of 0.66%. Crude oil futures steadied on Friday after earlier losses as bearish fundamentals weighed on markets at the end of a volatile week. Brent crude was trading at $34.37 a barrel, while U.S. crude was up 8 cents at $31.80 a barrel. Oil prices have been extremely unstable since the start of the year, and in particular this week, as a string of bullish indicators like a slump in the dollar and potential talks on output cuts clash with higher output and a slowing global economy. More than 100 people were unaccounted for after a gold mine in Mpumalanga province in northeastern South Africa caved in, a union official said on Friday. Emergency officials said 49 miners had so far been brought to the surface. Manzini Zungu, spokesperson for the Association of Mine Workers and Construction Union, said some 115 union members were trapped underground after a cave-in at the gold mine in Barberton. Fatalities in the mining industry have been on a decline due to built-in safety practices and a reduction in the labor force as production declines. A Brazilian judge has dismissed a tax evasion case filed against Barcelona forward Neymar. Brazilian prosecutors on Tuesday filed a formal complaint against the Barcelona winger and his father for tax evasion and providing false information. The prosecutors also filed complaints against Barcelona president Alex Rosell and his predecessor, Josep Maria Bartomeu. The complaints are based on allegations made by a Brazilian investment group which claims it was financially harmed when Barcelona and Neymar withheld the real amount of the player's transfer fee from the Brazilian club Santos in 2013. The IAAF has commenced investigations against Chinese world record holder Wang Junjie after she reportedly admitted to doping. On Wednesday, Chinese media reported a letter written in 1995 by long-distance world record holder Junjie after which revealed that the coach had forced her and her teammates to take dangerous amounts of illicit narcotics under his care. The Federation has now requested assistance from the Chinese Athletics Association to investigate the letter. In a statement, the IAAF confirmed it would investigate the source of the letter to determine if it was genuine before proceeding with further investigations. The body said Junjie, an Olympic champion and silver medalist in 1996, could be stripped of her world records if the claims are true. That's all we have on news now. We thank you very much for watching. I am Thelma Okoro.